And if you don't bloom, you are going in the trash, going in the trash, going in the trash. Hey guys, it's me Astrid, and I've been terrible about making videos as always, but I thought I would give you guys an orchid update and just generally do a bunch of ornery shit because that's how I feel. Guest starring in this video will be the sound of water droplets because I just watered my orchids, so enjoy the annoying background noise, and why don't we go ahead and get started. First things first, my Catasetum osculatum is in bloom. This is the one that I was acclimating from the southern hemisphere climate to the northern hemisphere climate, and it actually bloomed. And being a selfish orchid grower who likes flowers more than she cares about the health of her plant, I let it flower. But because I want it to go into dormancy, I want it to quit all this, I decided I would go ahead and trigger all of the Pollinia off for you to see. So let's get started. Now, I jump every time because it scares me, but let's just go. Ah! Okay. Let's do another one. Ah! Oh, shit. Okay. Let's trigger off this one. Let's get you a good view. Ah! Okay, let's do the last one on this plant. Ah! Okay. Here are the ejected Pollinia. As you can see, they instantly glue themselves onto your fingers. And I think that's pretty phenomenal. Now, let's pull this flower cap, this cap off. Okay, this is gonna be hilarious, so I need it to be in focus. Check out these nuts. Yeah, it looks just like balls, so that's funny. But you can pull, let's see how I can show you. You can pull on this, and it's got like a jelly-like cord there that makes it like elasticy when you're pulling it off, so. These nuts. And this is the male genetic information, so it is kind of funny that it looked like a balls. That's what that looks like if y'all were ever wondering. Here's the little string. Did you see that? So now that I've ejected all these, I'm going to cut these flower spikes off and save some energy for the plant. But here are these wonderful freaking flowers. Talk about cool. Let's look at what else is going on in Astrid's orchid collection. First, let's do a Catasetum update. The Catasetums are all entirely dormant. In the words of Fred Clark, you should have your Catasetum watering by Thanksgiving and totally cut it off by Christmas. It is Christmas and I have not watered these guys in a week or two, and look at the dramatic lack of shriveling. That's because these guys are all dormant, and yeah, I went through and I pulled off all the thorny bits. They're so sharp that you'll bleed. You guys might recall the video where a Catasetum made me bleed. So all the Catasetums are done growing. They're all going into dormancy, and we have a few spikes. Here's my Fred Clark Yara After Dark. Here's Cycnotes varscovicii jumbo mutation cross Mormotes andrite. So this is a Cycnotes. Sorry, Cycnotes is the parent. Cycnotes is the cross of Cycnotes and Mormotes. This is a Cycnotes. And we have a few more spikes just kind of floating around here, but there's one. So in a couple weeks, we might have some nice videos about these guys. Let's see. The brassavola nodosa for my friend Jason is in bloom for like the third time this season. It looks wonderful, and to me smells kind of like hot dogs. Sorry guys if you like this smell, it smells kind of weird to me. There's no other blooms down here, but this is where I kind of keep all my cattleyas and vandaceous types. They all stay down here. This one bloomed and it has a horrible, ugly, mutated flower, but this is from my friend Alex, and it's called Brassavola Cattleya Love Sound Treat, NN. I think that's diploidic. I don't know. All right, what else is going on? Well, one of my very large Dendrobium phalaenopsis orchids has a spike, and this should bloom pretty soon, and I'm excited. It's my nice purple one, and last time it smelled kind of like hot dogs to me, so hopefully this time it will smell better. Dendrobium microchip is in bud. That's pretty cool. A lot of the buds blasted on a lot of these little spikes, but it made a spike off of literally every single one of its old canes, and that's pretty exciting. It's pretty expiking, if you ask me. None of my other dendrobiums are in bloom except for this one. Oh, well, two of them are in bloom actually, but none of the ones back there. But this keiki, this is a single growth, independent from everything else. It's a keiki I pulled off another plant, put out a spike. This is kind of my cup where I dump all my keikis in. You can see they're all just kind of, I hold them down with this pot to stabilize them. But yeah, this one's in spike. So hopefully these 3 buds will open. I'll get to smell it, and that'll be just great. And what else? Oh, this is the Dendrobium, oh, what's it called? Dendrobium something Ace that was a rescue this summer. It made a new growth that is like, bam, that's a huge new growth on there. You see that? That's a good looking new growth. So this one is recovering pretty well, and the other division of it is this mess of leaves right here, and it's also doing pretty well. We've got my Peasant orchid collection. This is a nice mottled leaf Peasant orchid. It's clearly got a Schilleriana influence in it. Nice and pink, nice and pretty. And of course we have these huge mottled leaves. They're nice and broad, and I really liked that. We've got garbage Phalaenopsis still in spike. And we've got the phals Stewartiana back here also in spike. But I have a whole buttload of Peasant orchids. Lastly, we have my Dendrobium tranchuanii. I kind of abused this poor little plant. I put it in semi-hydro, and then I didn't give it adequate water or humidity, so all the roots died, and the plant put out a bunch of keikis. So I just took all the canes, I cut all the roots off, and I just laid the canes down in some moss. You can see there's a whole cane there. There's another cane buried under here, and all the keikis are coming through, and now they have good humidity, good moisture, so hopefully I'll get a few little new plantlets off this, and I can continue the original Dendrobium tranchuanii that I purchased. And the last thing is my Galleandra batemanii in recovery. This one actually did really, really well. It's got a reasonably sized plant, and I'm very confident it's going to make it through to next year. However, this other half of it totally died, and I thought it was interesting because it's like a hollow, papery thing. Like there's nothing in there. Do you see that? It's just went totally hollow inside, which I thought was rather interesting. It rotted out, but it left the inside. Pretty cool. Anyway, that's kind of my orchid update. This is my collection. I hope you enjoyed watching me rip a spike off of a plant, and I'm probably going to cut a few more healthy spikes like this one, and I'll leave this Dendrobium Inobi Purple Splash alone, but there's a few spikes that need cutting, and sometimes you gotta cut a bitch to go, so yeah. I hope this video was coherent in any way, shape, or form. If it wasn't, I hope you at least enjoyed it. Thanks so much for watching, and happy growing, guys. Bye.